Hello, Nuggets. It is your favorite TT, Divine Me 1111, and I am here to kind of give some energies and get some cards for the 2020 funness that's coming in. I'm not going to call it anything but funness because this energy um, is tough, but it's part of releasing and letting go. So we're going to do that. If you'd like to get in contact with me, I am on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook under Divine Me 1111. Please contact me with any of your spiritual needs. I am certified in Reiki healing, and I am also an ordained minister. I am so proud of that. That is something I just accomplished for myself. So if you are looking to say your nuptials in 2020, contact your TT. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'd like to start with the psychic tarot just to get the energy of the 5D and what's going on for us there, what we need to hear from our higher selves, from our spirit guides and our higher selves. So let's see what Divine has for us. You all have no idea how grateful I am to be able to do this. It has taken me a very long time to get myself mentally prepared for this. So I am grateful, and I just thank Divine for all of the blessings that have come to and through me in 2019. And so now we are going to ask Divine to give us some spiritual guidance to ease us into the release of 2019 and the welcoming of 2020. What energies do we have? What energies do you have for collective? Okay, already we starting out with, can you all see that? It's backwards. Oh man, it's backwards. It's okay. It says harmony. This in the traditional tarot is the Lovers card. So we have the Lovers. And we have the Six of Swords. Sixes are about balance. There is some decisions that need to be made, of course, with this being the end of the year, but there are decisions that need to be made concerning your heart space, concerning what is best for you, what is healing for you. When I look at this card, I don't know if you guys can see. Yeah, you can see that green area right there around the masculine's heart space. That just speaks to me to him coming online in his heart and knowing who he is and who his person is in his heart space. But this Six of Swords, which says moving on. This is so weird. We're going to fix this. We're going to get it together. I promise y'all. Which says moving on. And this to me speaks of mentally your thoughts. The swords to me represent your thoughts. Your thoughts moving from a crazy dark energy to the light. You see the leaves here where it is dark and there's no sun, there's no light. They are brown and they are dead. He's going into the light where there are green and lush leaves. So that just speaks to me of going from a old and withered and dead thinking to a new, luscious, fruitful thinking. So that is something that we're needing to do going into 2020. our next card here is, you can't see, it says love begins. This is the Psychic Tarot's Ace of Cups, and it says love begins. And it is a lot to do with not just loving someone else, because of course we want to be in love with others, but this speaks to being in love with ourselves, and not a narcissistic, conceited and snooty way, but being in love with ourselves in a healthy way, where we look at ourselves and we examine ourselves, and we let the spirit and water and love of divine pour down into us and flow down the river. Everything ebbs and flows. Everything ebbs and flows. And when you get when God is your source, when divine is your source for yourself, you can take that love and it overflow into others and into other areas. So I think that is what we are being called to do at this time, is to make the decision here with the Lover's card. Make the decision to walk away from anything that is in shadow, anything that is not of light, anything that does not make us happy, anything that is not on our path to our divine greatness. We walk away from it, moving on. We walk away from it, knowing that we did everything that we were supposed to do in harmony with not just another person, but in harmony with ourselves, the yin and yang energy within ourselves. I'm sorry, you guys can't see that. The yin and yang energy, the masculine and feminine energy within the self, that with that energy within yourself, and what as within, so without. So as long, when you are one with your masculine and feminine energy within, you can move on. You can decide and choose to move on to what is fulfilling mentally and what is peaceful to your soul with this right here. That is self-love. That is self-awareness, self-preservation. When you give to yourself in healthy manners, that's creating boundaries, that is learning who you are, learning what you like, learning what you don't like. This wells up within you. This type of love wells up within you, and then you can pour that out onto others. So that is what I think we're being called to do here in this time of transitioning from one decade, because we're done with the teens now. We're in our 20s now. It's time to have fun, okay? And that's what I believe that we're going into. And as I say that, our not so favorite friend, this in the Psychic Tarot, it is called Temptation, but in traditional tarot, this is speaks to the Devil card, the Devil energy, which, if you look at the cards in traditional tarot, these two are opposites. You will see in this card, which I don't ever understand why people say the traditional Lovers card is speaks of to third party, when that third person that's in the picture is an angel. So how is that a third? We're not gonna get into that, because that would we're gonna stick to this right here. Okay. So the Lovers card and the Temptation or the Devil card, to me, are opposites. This speaks to unconditional giving and unconditional love. This speaks to um, codependency and addictive behaviors and addiction to things and people and energies. So, and if you can see, it's backwards. I'm so sorry, guys. This is a number 6, but yeah, this is the 15, but also in numerology breaks down to the number 6. So to me, they go hand in hand. I do not believe all the time that that the temptation card speaks to malice. At times, I believe it speaks to just raw desire, raw sexual energy, raw passion, in going forward and doing something, but with another person. And you run into that slippery slope of it becoming addicting, because it is something that can bring you joy. So we have to we walk a fine line with that one, with the temptation. But this also does speak to obsession. And being, if you look at this card, let me put this here. If you look at this card, this looks like hair to me, or not hair. It looks like oil, or better yet, a better and I haven't seen the movie, but I'm getting to it, y'all. I'm getting to it. I know. What is that man's name? Not Tom Brady. The actor, Tom Hardy. He was in the Venom. He played Venom. And this to me looks like Venom. It looks like the spirit or the essence of Venom. And you fighting the takeover of this entity right down here. And you're trying your hardest. We try our hardest and we try our best to reach for the light, to reach for the stars, to stay in the positive mindset. But sometimes we get this dark entity that can come and overtake us. So this here is the underlying energy, is what I'm going to call it, because that's what it was the card underneath the deck. This is the underlying energy. This is the energy that we are coming out of. This is no longer being stuck in our minds, no longer being trapped in situations with people who don't value us, with negative thinking of ourselves. We are letting this go. We are letting this go so that this can take its place, so that this can be in its place. And I'm not sure if you can really tell. It took me a minute when I first got these cards, but this hand has a pink shirt and this hand has a gold shirt. So this is the hand of two different people pouring love into something that is continuous, that is loving, that never ends and always overflows. Can you see that there's no source? It's just overflowing. These, to me, are the hand of God. The hands of God, divine, whoever, whatever you want to say, however you want to call it, spirit, universe, love, whatever you want to call your divine being, your creator. This is also, in my opinion, represents the masculine and the feminine energy pouring into the earth together, if you can see that. And it's all lush. Look at all of that greenery. Look at the trees, and it's beautiful. It comes from a place of purity. So this is what we're working towards. This is the let go. This is the decision to do so. This is actually using your mind and walking away from what's not serving you to a place of self-love and peace. This is peace. This represents peace. Okay? And behind the devil here, the temptation, we have the accelerated motion. 8 of Wands, fast movement forward into the future. Hoping, wishing, praying on stars. And there's so many stars. There's so many things to be accomplished. Just keep looking up. When this comes in, just keep looking up. Okay? All right, let's see here. Let's do some fun. I usually do my unknown animal. What are they called? Sorry, what are they called? Unknown Animal Spirits deck by Kim Cran. Love this deck. But these are my fairy friends. And they're quite funny if you get into all of that. My fairy friends. This is by Brian Froud. And oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, guys. It's backwards anyway. It doesn't matter. But anyway, there's these are Brian Froud's The Fairy Oracles. And I just want to get some advice from the fairies. We'll just get some advice from the fairies, and I won't make this too long. The fairies always tickle me. They're very they have a light energy to them, but their energy is quite potent. Who is this? This is Penelope Dreamweaver. Isn't she pretty? Okay. All right. That's so funny. I went 18 minutes on 5 cards. That's crazy. Oh my goodness. Y'all don't understand just how much this is my favorite card of the deck. Well, we can already talk about that. So, our author and creator of the deck, Brian Froud, has channeled these fairies. And this first one here is the Fairy's Guide. So it says the Fairy's Guide. And it is blank. It is left blank so that the person using the deck can use their energy to channel the guidance for the fairies. And my fairy guide, and I don't put it on my card, but I do see it on my card. My guide is the purple one. Yes, Prince. He is my fairy guide. He is the energy that I channel for my fairies. And I think he is, it's 612. That's one of my angel numbers. Oh, goodness. All right, well, there we go then. There we go. Fairies don't play. When they ready, they ready. So, yes, Prince is one of my guides. And I love his energy. I love his spirit. He was and is such a kind and giving and direct spirit. He knew what he wanted. He knew who he was, and he made no apologies for it. And that to me is the epitome of what a divine masculine, a divine feminine person is and does. They are who they are created to be. And so for him to come out to me today, that just speaks it speaks volumes, and I am truly grateful for my spirit guides. So this is confirmation for me that I am doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing when I'm supposed to be doing it. But this can also speak to just being fearless. 2020 is a clean slate. It does not matter what happened in 2019, 2017, 2018, it does not matter. What happens from, it can start right now if you want. You don't have to wait till the 1st. But it is time for you to use what it is that you have been God-given to show the world that it is okay to be who you are, no matter what. That is what this next decade is about, is defining who you are. Yes, we're straight-laced. But that fourth corner or that fourth edge, it's a little rough. And that's okay, because that makes us who we are. That makes us unique in our experiences. So, getting this deck and then pulling this card, the first card out from the fairies, is pretty freaking amazing to me. Okay. So our next fairy guidance is Geo the Slow. And Geo, if you look at him, these cards are so awesome. They're very detailed and it's very pretty. Geo speaks to slow and steady winning the race, taking your time, grounding. He speaks to planting things and them flourishing, but this is for the long haul. Geo the Slow is the long haul. He is building a foundation for not just you, but for everyone around him. Okay? That is what Geo speaks to. He speaks to longevity. And let's see, his number is 47, which goes to a numerology, goes to a 7, which to me reminds me of the Chariot card in the traditional tarot. But in the Chariot, depending on the deck, could be a fast or a slow moving energy or no movement at all. It's just the thought of it. With this one, this is speaking to forward movement, but at a pace that is building the foundation for it to go the long haul. So that's what we're doing right now in this time. We're clearing the deck. Okay? We're clearing the deck. And then we're building slowly. We're building the foundation slowly. Solace speaks to divine masculine energy, yes, of course. But it is bigger than a masculine energy to me. It speaks more to that inner fire. You know what I mean? That down on the inside of your soul fire, that you know what you're doing, where you're going, and how you're going to get there. That is what Solace speaks to me. He kind of reminds me of a lion with the mane and the red, but it also speaks to your inner passions, what lights you up. Go there, be there, do that, and shine. Be on fire. You don't have to dim your light for anything or anyone. This is the time to shine your light as bright as you possibly can. Those who see your light and have pure intentions will be guided to you. And that's all you need to know. Shine as bright as you can your light. That is what we're doing. Okay, and then we got the little. We have the original little. And if you look, this is progression. This is Solace is card number 13, and our little maiden here is card number 14. So there's progression. And in this progression, she speaks to new beginnings. This being the time to take a leap and see things with childlike eyes and wonder. This speaks to being enlightened. I'm trying to see if you can see her little. She's got little lights around her head. And to me, that speaks of new enlightenment, new ways of thinking, new ideas. Children, for some, this could be the year that you conceive children. I'm trying to see if I hear it. It's just it's a childlike giddy is what it is. It is opening up to the clean slate of possibilities, and then taking slow, deliberate, strategic action to do what sets your soul on fire, and enjoy it. Enjoy it. All right, and our last card here, our last friend is Indy. And Indy is saying, okay, do you want this or do you want that? You can do both, but what you put your priorities in will grow. So it is up to you As he said, it's up to you, whichever one you want to choose. But wherever you choose to put your energy, that's where it's going to grow. And it's being suggested, spiritually, I'm hearing it is being suggested that you do one thing at a time. Grow one thing big at a time. And then start on something else. I was just meditating earlier, and I was thinking about, actually, I was pulling cards for myself, and I pulled in the animals deck, I pulled the oyster card, and I've also been looking at oysters, and how they're found and things of that nature. And so, where they're found. And in order for a pearl to be made, I'm trying to find this card now. In order for a pearl to be made, it is an irritant. It is sand that is caught in the clam's mouth. And what happens is it gets so irritating that it takes the saliva in its mouth and it starts to weave its saliva around the irritant. Now, we as people put such value on things. I want you to think about this and look at how pretty this oyster card is. There's a pearl in there and it's shining, but it's inside its shell and it's time to come out. That was something else that was challenging. I thought that was just for me, but I'm sharing it with y'all too. But this irritant that has been felt in the last decade has been creating a pearl. Unbeknownst to you and anyone else, there's been a pearl inside this shell for all this time. And it's been inside this shell so long that it is starting to shine from inside. Lord, I'm getting ready to start running. It is starting to shine even inside this shell. It cannot be hidden. What is inside this shell, the pearl, the wisdom, the knowledge, the wealth, the abundance, the self-love, the self-esteem, the abundance, the prosperity can no longer be hidden inside a shell. So now what you're doing is getting yourself together and prioritizing what needs to be fed more and what can be put on the back burner. Doesn't mean that you're not still taking care of it and still feeding it and still giving it love and attention. Just means that this here takes priority right now. Okay? So now it's time for you to bring your big pretty ass out of that shell and get it going. Okay, so this is the underlying energy, and I'm going to close with this. This is the underlying energy, Sylvanus. And Sylvanus speaks to this being the mask of truth, and this being its sword. hears the enlightenment close to his heart. You put this mask on, when you get behind this winged mask, as you can see, these are your eyes. Your mouth speaks truth. So you put this mask on and become who you are called to be. You don't have to raise your sword, but it's there. You don't have to raise it. You just know that in your heart of hearts, how intelligent, how wise you've become, and those around you who trust. Look at those little woodland creatures who trust and are there to help you wield your sword. So put the mask of truth on. Some say take off a mask. In some instances, there are some people that do need to take their mask off, because the mask that they're looking through is not of truth, it's delusion. So you have to know now, with the truth of this sword, beyond a shadow of a doubt that there is nothing but truth seen through your eyes. It's time to clean slate. Time to clean slate. Make the choice to do so. Whatever is not in harmony doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic situation. This goes for everything. You have to govern yourself and govern your life accordingly. So whatever is not in your highest good, whatever is not on your vibration, oh my goodness, I can't do it. It's time to move on. And what you move on to and with is your highest divine self-love through this clean slate, making a firm foundation slowly, deliberately, strategically, with all the passion and fire that you have on the inside of you. You enjoy your life and enjoy what divine is giving you. Have fun with your life. Feed what is feeding you. Make something a priority in your life and go after it with all that fire and passion. Okay? Because you're the oyster. It's time to shine. It is time to let your pearls of wisdom shine. You are of high value. Speak your truth. No matter what happens, speak your truth. Live your truth. Be in your truth. 2020 is yours, my friends. 2020 is yours. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I send you love and blessings for 2020. I look forward to doing this a lot more. I give praise and honor and glory to my highest power, God Almighty. I thank my ascended masters and big brother Jesus for being with me, because Lord knows I don't do this on my own. I thank you all and send you love, and I say Happy New Year to you all. Blessings and light.